Is that video?
Yeah,
Okay. First thing on this is you get your right hand together. You put your thumb on the 5th string, your index finger on the 4th string, and your middle finger on the 2nd string.
Okay.
And that's what you start with this hand.
Okay.
Then you put this guy down. And one way to look at this is those are the 2 outside notes of an A chord. There's an A chord, and I'm on the 2nd fret on strings 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to say this is the 2 outside notes of an A chord. And I'm on string 4 and string 2. The most important thing about this, and this is a big freaking huge deal, is not to use those 2 fingers. That makes tons more sense than doing this until you make this change.
Okay.
And your middle finger is the guide finger. So if you were to use these fingers, you'd have to play this, you'd have to be flippy-flopping this all,
It's not official.
which you could do, but that's a pain in the butt compared to the way we do it, which is much more elegant, but it confuses people first. So you're going to play the A, this shape first. I'm not going to go into letters and stuff, numbers and frets and all that. So frets maybe, I'm on the 2nd fret with both of those. Here, I skew it. And what I did was I moved this up to the 4th fret, and I swapped my index finger for my ring. The reason I did that is because that way I'm playing, the index finger is playing the 2nd fret behind the middle finger, okay? That's the 2nd one. Then on the 3rd one, I go back to the same frets on the 5th fret. And then the 4th one, I go back to that skewed one, if you will. So it sounds like this. If you're going to count it, which you don't need to do, you'd go and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. And that represents A. Each one of those is a bar of A. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just like going. But we're not going to play it that way. We're just going to play it. You could play it that way, okay? And then the next thing we're going to do after we go to an A and a 12 bar is we're going to go to, what comes after A?
D.
Yes. And so we're going to do the exact same thing. What I'm going to do here on my right hand is I'm going to change to string 4, 3, and 1. And I'm skipping 2. And I'm going to play the exact same shapes here, but I'm going to play it on the 1st and 3rd string, the 2 outside notes of a D chord. So just get those down.
Okay.
And that's how that little thing works.
Are you going to do the E?
Okay, I will. And here's the E one. And people go, oh, hell, that's a completely different thing. And that's because, see where you can get with this. I'm not going to show you this time. I'm going to show you next time. These ones started on the same fret, and then they went to 1 fret apart.
So it's very similar.
It's totally similar.
Yeah.
It's just skewed.
Yeah.
This one started 1 fret apart. Then it went to 2 frets apart. Then it went back to 1. So it's like the 2 outside notes of an E chord. And then I'm on frets 2 and 4, and I use my ring instead of my middle this time. Now, by the way, on these ones, the middle finger is the one that stays down. It's the guide.
Right.
Same on this one. Middle finger stays down. It's the guide. On this one, it's upside down. The index finger stays. And I go back and forth between these guys. Here, these fingers are adjacent, so I'm playing the 1st and 2nd fret. On the next one, I'm going to be playing the 2nd and 4th fret, so I skip a finger because I skipped a fret. Okay, and that's a stretch and all that stuff, but it's 1 finger. This is harder. This is much easier. And then I go back to 4 and 5 frets with my original shape. So that's the whole thing is a 12 bar would be 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, change to D, bar 5, bar 7, I forgot to count 6, bar 8, bar 9, I go to E, 10 to D, 11 to A, 12 to E. And I start over again. So that's that whole thing. If you don't get the E, that's okay. People have a hell of a time with the E for some reason. It's different. Okay.